Hi, I'm Dana. Thanks for checking out this video. As I started looking into violations in North Dakota, where I live, I couldn't find anything. I don't know that the LMFT profession here is large enough. There's a board, but I think there might be 40 some professionals in our state. I didn't find anything on licensed counselors, mental health either. So I moved to Minnesota and found stuff there and thought that's our neighbor state. So two cases that were interesting to me that happened this May. One of them was a sexual case involving LMFT provider Brittany DeNucci, and she is charged with sexual romantic relationship. I guess what happened from the documentation is that she maybe made some like give some hugs and rubbed a leg and made a comment like "you smell good" during counseling. And then so some suggestive or some invitations, and then called the counseling off, ended counseling so that she could pursue a different relationship with her. And she encouraged this client to end her marriage. And so the client, former client at this point, decided to end the marriage, and they initiated a sexual relationship for 6 months or so, it looks like. And then the former client ended up attempting suicide. And I think that's when it was all reported. And now the license has been pulled for this woman, and that would violate ethical code A5A, where sexual and romantic relationships are prohibited between counselor client as well as their romantic partners or other family members. There's also A5C, which is for former clients, because she initiated this sexual relationship just immediately, like the next day, which you need to wait at least 5 years. So that's that one. The second one that I thought I would bring up here, it was an intriguing one. This is in Duluth, and it's with Ryan Westrom, and his license was pulled because what happened was he suggested a client would consider psilocybin for ADHD, and so that it might help. And then at another session, he gave this client some materials, like a flyer that he had written and provided for him involving psilocybin. And then he offered to meet him and give him a microdose of psilocybin. And so they met at a specified place outside of counseling, and this client took a microdose, and that happened twice. And then this counselor offered to meet him at his home and give him a macrodose and stay there for observation. So he was offering psychedelics in order to possibly treat ADHD, and it doesn't say if there's anything else going on there. But I was looking at that as how it would fit with the ACA Code of Ethics, and all I could see was that counselors practice only within the boundaries of their competence. So that's well without far out of the boundaries. But also, I think maybe that one might be more illegal, but it still fits within the ethical. So I looked it up, and psilocybin is not legal in most states. I don't think in Minnesota, I'm not sure. For medical purposes, it is in Canada and Australia. But it's questionable. So it's like, oh, how you interpret it. Is it the spores of the mushroom? Is it the which part of it are you? So it's easy to get around it, but I still think it would be both an ethical and legal violation. And then I would think for competence, as I was thinking about that, why is it important for me to stay competent after I'm licensed, and how will I stay competent? I think wanting to stay competent is extremely important. Just because that the purpose of counseling is to help people, and if you're not competent, you're not helping people, and you could be potentially harming them. So I was thinking of ways, and I'm just gonna, pick a lot of you peers of mine that I really respect, and will certainly try and continue a connection, relationship with you outside of school, just as someone to communicate with who understands the profession and what we're working with. Also, people within my area or areas I've lived in the past that are also professional counselors or related professionals. I will make sure I have a supervisor that I can reach for when I need to, and certainly be consulting with people I respect in the profession for certain situations. I feel like a big thing is staying healthy and well balanced. So making sure I'm not putting too much into my counseling, always, considering and taking stock of where my boundaries are, and if I'm allowing myself to give here and give there, and because that will add up after a while. Continue to be involved in my church and pursuing Jesus, my own personal walk with him. Certainly following up with CEUs, continuing ethics studies. I find it fascinating, so I would like to continue my studies in ethics. I will continue to have my own counselor, as well as I have a spiritual director that I meet with about once a month. And I love to learn, so continue learning. Probably I have different things I want to learn. I want to learn the Gottman method. I'd like to delve more into trauma, maybe the Bowen school. So continuing to grow, and emotionally focused therapy sounds intriguing. Maybe get some more training in that. So there's different things. I know I need to take breaks. I need to listen to my body. I need to eat healthy. And so I think it's especially important because we need to stay relevant and to keep up with the newest information that is coming out, and as we do more research and learn more about humanity and how best to help humanity thrive. Thank you.